Everything here is immediately followed by sarcastic comments and nasty responses.
Yep, we're finally where we belong.
And don't think we don't know how to weed them out.
Put a ticket in, make her gay. Put a ticket in, make her name it gay.
All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
That's all, brother. I had it.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part, too.
It's very good. Well, if you can't get out of it, get into it.
Welcome to Inside the Badger Den with the Angry Badger and Mr.Techrat. And NERDWARS, who I should probably re-record that horrible dialogue. What's going on?
I'm your special guest now every Friday. Thank you very much.
You're a special guest anytime you're a guest,
trying to make
as far
me
as
feel
I'm concerned.
less special?
Yeah, right.
You're always special, Erwin.
You drive me to drink.
You're with the
soda. Drink soda.
What's that term that you learned today?
Mr. Mixexelpex?
You did actually learn that. No.
I said it right.
You watched From Dusk Till Dawn, which we'll probably talk about at the end of the show. What did the sheriff call that boy who messed up his meal?
Lots of gamer words.
Yeah, I think we can say. I don't think it's. You can say Mongolianoid.
Yeah, well, that's not just for the mentally handicapped. That's also for the more pigmented amongst us as well. And I named one of my characters Mungo, which I took from Simpsons making fun of it, and then I kind of turned that into a book and based the character off him and named him Mungo. And then I think in my second book I realized that it meant Mongoloid.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoops, your name's Elijah now.
Shout out. We're going to pull an FNT and just continue to never actually finish. Ooh, I do actually want to talk about that real quick.
I'm Erwin.
Thank you, Mr. Techrat. How are you doing? Is life flooding you with events?
Yes and no, but ever moving forward, are we, right?
Ever moving forward. Look
Upward
at you.
and onward.
Shout out, by the way, before we talk about it, Laud.
Yep.
What's going on? What's up, everyone? Thank you for joining us again inside the Badger Den, episode 28, where we talk about all the crazy events throughout the week. And then after this, we're going to be rating Neon Leon. I'm going to be over there since I can't join him on Countercast since I'm on Versus on Film Threat because
everyone wants to
stream with my heroes.
And I called dibs.
And there's enough to go around.
Lady Aaron D.
No. Did you see that Az retired from FNT officially?
You messaged me the second I was hearing it.
I wasn't watching, but I saw a lot of tweets and replies, and I wasn't sure if this was like Az died again.
I was behind, so I was seeing chat, but I was watching something else, and I was like, "Wow, this chat is really interesting. I wonder what they're talking. What's going on with Az?"
Yeah, no, I mean, well, first, hold on, I'm a narcissist, so thank you, Jim. Thank you. No, I do love this. Rest in peace. As everyone kept saying, he's going to go into obscurity. Honestly, this is a lot. This doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me because Az has been pretty vocal. About he wants a Friday night.
The sun's getting low, big fellow.
Yeah, no, and
I've been having a while.
Forget he's like what 8-9 hours ahead of us.
Should be 5.
Is it 5?
I think UTC is 5, which is the actual Lord's time. Like it's the 0 time. So
my Nagrinol.
We can complain. We can talk about which one of us has the correct time zone. I think Bly technically, like when he occasionally comes in here and watches us like 5-6 in the morning. Yeah, he's the one actually on Lord's time. What up, Gooch?
Shout out to Gooch. First of all, if you didn't catch that epic Joker off, that caught some people by surprise.
Wasn't much of a competition, if I must say.
100% off the ball. No, and the Phantom. The Phantasm, the Phantom Menace. No, Mask of the Phantasm is what it turned into, but Mask of the Phantasm is great. And then every Tuesday we're doing 97. And I know we've said it before, but I'm gonna swear we will be having a special guest. Very special. Ooga.
I bet. Yeah, sure. NDA, can't say nothing. Don't know nothing.
And if that doesn't work out again, you're coming on, and I'm saying that you're my special guest, but I think it's going to work out. No,
I'm special.
Let's just say people don't want us to talk, but we going to be talking.
You sound like Kanye now.
Yeah, I won't say who people, and they don't wear hats. I don't think so. If they do, it's probably a big sombrero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too large.
No. Honestly,
don't blame them.
I saw it. I was like, this is great. All right. Oh. Well, I knew you threw out a couple of hooks, a couple of lines.
I know he suckers them with that gooch riz.
Maybe some original voice actors. Maybe some original voice actors for the canon. Anyway, I love your title tonight because the brilliance of Rat is he didn't put Sith Rat. He put Sith Rat.
Shit rat?
Would you say that the Jedi might call you a Sith?
Might.
Yeah.
Because I don't see myself.
You son of a bitch.
How do you do, fellow Sith rats?
We're gonna pool the first couple episodes. The first couple rather stories are all like Star Wars adjacent. So we're just gonna pool it into a good pool of Star Wars.
It'll look like the vampires when they die and From Dusk Till Dawn.
I was watching
nice little gooey pool.
I was watching that episode. I was watching that episode with Star Wars Theory in the his party chat, and immediately they started posting that it was changed. The second he said, "You might call me a Sith," within 5 minutes, Wikipedia affiliation.
Oh,
Sith.
they did it again.
Within 5 minutes.
What does that mean?
At least it wasn't a retconning; it was just an adding. But
I don't know. He thinks you have scheming qualities.
Wow.
I don't know.
I think he'd look good in a nice bathrobe.
Yeah, I bet you would.
They're very comfortable.
Did they make that in your size?
The hell does that mean?
What the hell does that? What the hell does that
You're
mean?
the size of a rat. I don't know if they make rat-sized bathrobes.
Oh,
good goddamn save.
You fat
We did.
fuck.
So,
all right, let's talk about queers now.
So, because it relates. Call him a game word. The Acolyte creator, she got everyone upset that we honed in on the gay Force Witches and Osha and then Jecki, may she rest in peace. And then also, that's what she said. It was reductive that we described the Force Witch commune as lesbians, even though they were lesbiana. And then this is on top of course, Charmin Obeid Chinoy, who I'll resist. Talking about
Do it.
Rey Palpatine is going to be the heart of my Star Wars. She really is going to be the top of the line. She's going to do what Luke couldn't do.
You're my acolyte, and you're rising up to defeat me, and it's going to happen in record time. I'm going to go down as an embarrassment as a Sith master.
I started as an acolyte. I'm an apprentice now.
I was going to say, except he's an apprentice, yeah.
Yeah, now you're floating out other acolytes to try to replace me, but I will strike them down with the fury of 1,000 suns.
You busy, Rap?
Yeah.
No, I'm just a dirty mechanic.
You got any identical twins, speaking of dirty mechanics?
And that last one was, of course, Star Wars Theory threatening to sue Wikipedia if they basically said that all death threats are the responsibility of Star Wars Theory.
It's just like the whole Gamergate situation. Also, I'd like to formally apologize. I made a thumbnail for Hypnotic, and I only put one E in Wookiee in Wikipedia.
Oh my God. You fucking So you opened him to all the owners like you don't even know how to spell Wikipedia.
But in the classic strips, there's one story where there's twice they switch it up and they don't put the extra E, but I think it might be where sometimes like ink's just missing and like letters just missing in old stuff. So it might also be that. But I saw that and I'm like, okay, if anyone complains about me not putting 2 Wookiees, I got source material to own them all.
Everyone's getting that old school lore. Like I said, even I haven't read those Marvel comic newspaper stuffs.
I saw one today at
totally
the
out of
shop.
canon though.
It was
Shout out, Dragon.
Ewoks and droids, and I opened it up. It was like I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. And I opened it up. It's the most like childish shit ever. I'm like, never mind, I'm good.
Pretty sure the cartoon is on.
It's adorable.
Disney Plus if you want to lessen your life a little bit, like Death Sticks.
Right on it. I still need to watch some Andor.
Rat, you're a Sith? What kind of Sith are you?
I'm the kind who doesn't need to. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna dive right in real quick to this one thought since you got me there.
Yeah.
When he says, when he says,
that's mine, Bree.
what is it you want? He's like, I just want to train somebody. Why? why do you need that so bad? And why do you need their approval to do it? Just go do it. You've been doing it. Sorry, I'm done.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You said that like it's our thing. And to that end, I do believe, and we were musing about it, like, what the fuck is the point of this? Aside from what is the point of this series, what is the point of this? Just as we hit 10 mark, what is the point of this series from a Sith perspective, right? If the goal of the Sith is to survive and hopscotch, leapfrog through the centuries until you get to Sidious, what are we doing here? And he clearly is trying to get an apprentice to do what? To replace his own master. No, to replace his own master.
That's too smart, dude. I'm giving up. I gave them too much credit, and I was wrong. And so from here on out, I'm assuming full-blown retardation. She literally talks about how we don't get to hear anything really much about his motivations. The next episode, and then the last episode, we'll get a little idea of his motivation.
And by the way,
Breezy, no way it's that.
Yeah, no, but this is what Sidious did. That's where he got Maul from. Maul, before Disney fucked it up and made Zabrix come from Dathomir or whatever. They used to be, they were Iridonians from Iridonia. And that's where Sidious got him from. Yeah, as a child, Force sensitive, before the Jedi could get him.
This is how Soul got Osha.
Now I'm not unconvinced that we won't get, because clearly we're going to get a flashback, but they might have pulled maybe a Revan.
Are we at this point? Are we?
Oh, like we have to.
Yeah, and that doesn't. Yeah, and my question is, are we going to get it?
Why did Jedi Ryan Kinnell take that poison? How did he get that scar that looks like Wookiee claws? Why did Kalnaka go into exile? It's a good question for another day. Well,
and the mystery part of the show is over. Season 2, maybe.
And we'll talk about that, whether or not we're going to get one, because that is one of the stories later on. But I'll tell you, there will probably not be any white men in it, because, I mean, God bless Film Threat. I'm telling you, for starting it with their D files in Disney Animation and Pixar, where the long and short of it, if you weren't following us at that time where I was covering Alan, all those articles, Jennifer Lee and others used hashtag #MeToo to out Jonathan Lasseter from Pixar, and then, later, obviously, Disney. Anyway, so long story short, that all the people with talent got pushed out for people without talent. DEI and agenda was pushed, and now we find out that a lot of those stories weren't unique to Disney Animation. It's Disney as a company, and shout out to James O'Keefe. I mean, we watched this whole thing, so I'm not gonna go over it, but yeah, shout out to James O'Keefe, who did it again. And there's more of these coming. There you go.
I actually have something I've been wanting to pull up. I didn't know if it would work well, but I thought it was good because it's tied to the story.
No, do it.
I've been waiting for the 2023 ESG report to come out, and I finally looked, and it was actually finally out. And it's just...
Go over it, because one of the things that surprised me in the James O'Keefe stuff was
do some scrolling.
That's fine. Just how much Bob Iger actually is responsible. How much some of the directives of make a movie overwhelmingly diverse. Overwhelming diversity.
We've got like the page, and then we've got Bob Iger. That's how they always do a letter from the CEO at the beginning.
Mr. Burgundy, not only am I going to be speaking, but my black Jedi robes just arrived. Special, because Chris told us all to dress for a funeral, and indeed I will. Funeral eulogy.
Also, shout out for, as I can't use human words right now. You called him Mr. Burgundy instead of Papa Burgundy. That was very nice of you.
I would respect men.
Respectful? Was that the word I was looking for when I had my stroke right now?
Oh, look at this. Dragon Wise member from, hey, shout out. Making strokes only makes you more powerful. Shout out. Shout out. Dragon Wise, question. Will you explain why the rule of 2? I don't trust my Google, but I trust you. The rule of 2. Okay. I should have uploaded that. Nerd alert.
I will.
Basically, every time there's a lot of Sith, either in the ancient Sith Empire or in the time of like the Sith with Jedi versus Sith, they end up fucking each other over in a race for to be the strongest, which is good. You do want the strongest Sith, but oftentimes it ends up losing sight of the goal, and that's power, control, and freedom to do whatever you want. And so, after the Jedi versus Sith, after that last big battle between the Army of Light and the Brotherhood of Darkness, where they're all that was left was Bane and his apprentice, he finds a holocron from Darth Revan talking about, like, You only need two. A master to hold power and an apprentice to crave the power. And then when the apprentice is strong enough, he replaces the master. That way, it's sort of a controlled conniving, and it's expected that your apprentice will replace you. Ideally, when you're strong enough.
Keeps you on edge, you know?
Keeps you on edge, right. So you know it's coming, but ideally, that's what you're going for. If you fail to produce a stronger apprentice, well, then you are a shitty Sith. Right, exactly. And then, you know, the way you do about that could vary.
To be clear, because it had to be clarified for me, is when we're saying that, it's just like the two actual Sith in charge. And there are still plenty of dark, you know, Jedi or dark magic users.
So, like,
Force users.
To explain, because I didn't realize that was getting lost.
That's
There's
like
plenty of
I'm like, that's a terrible management structure.
Two Sith, two lords of the Sith, but then a shitload of sycophants, and an acolyte to me was just like Ventress and Quinlan Voss and all those motherfuckers that work for Dooku. Those were just dark acolytes. They used the dark side, but they weren't Sith. They were just assets. And so yeah, it's a great grift if you can get it. And yeah, shout out. Nerd alert. I'm going to change it so Rat is now Master Sith. Master Lord Sith.
I don't know. It seems like a lot of work, and then there's someone who wants to come and kill me at some point. Just take the power.
There.
Nerd alert!
Shout out. I say, you know, you got at least some time before they supplant you. And hopefully you don't do it the pussy way, because I think Sidious did it the pussy way by killing his master in his sleep. I said it. Well,
then,
we can't use that word.
What about Malik like fucking over Revan when the Jedi are attacking? That cool?
Yeah, again, that was a moment of weakness, and like it was even supposed like, oh, you did that just because you were afraid to face him one-on-one. You did that just because you were afraid to face him one-on-one. Yeah, like Malgus striking down his.
You know, it's being smart and like cunning and fucking people over, so that's Sith, right? But it's also kind of being a little bitch.
It's one of those things where, like, if it works, it works. And yeah, that was the other thing I was gonna say. Malgus does it too. Malgus, I'm a little bit more applicable to, because it was like, well, his master did lose in a fight he probably should have won, and Malgus had to 1v2 Jedi to win it. So it was like, thank you, my turn. I'm all right with that one. That's more in the moment of it. Yeah. All right. Let's go on, because I'm sure Star Wars will continue. We got to make it a nice tight hour so we can get over to Leon Giggity. Oh yeah, do you have anything else on this?
Equity, inclusion. We got a whole freaking thing of it. Environmental sustainability, social impact.
Diversity twice and dinosaurs on it. Oh no, that was the High Republic.
All the buzzwords are there, and then the most important thing I want to show off is because there's DEI, then there's ESG. And then what I keep trying to get people to realize is there are SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. And that's the UN, which is like globalism.
Even though all of this shit came out of the UN.
And this, whenever you see these little squares, those are the SDGs. That's in United Nations Global Government as bullshit in your corporate like governance report. Okay, yeah, nothing like the world government running the mega corpos. Okay, and of course they always frame it as, oh, we're just trying to help people, but the helping people generally turns into global communism.
Funny how that works. Whoops. Before we get on to Russell T. Davies' Cope, I just want to point out, Jacob, that we still have Vanestra Rowe and her lightsaber whip, and the scene is her in a jungle that looks very similar to the planet. So what I think is more likely is Soul will contact Vanestra Rowe, and because she's a corrupt biatch, she will hide it from everyone, go and then get iced out, and then Saul will die eventually, and that's how maybe the Jedi will never know. And then how do you explain all the dead Jedi? I don't know.
So Leslie Headland's putting her wife basically in the Leslie Headland Harvey Weinstein like spot where she's got to like cover up all this stuff.
The story about Sith apprentices, a craving power. Yeah. When she worked for a fucking corrupt lord who made schemes and deals and owned the Republic. I mean, Hollywood. Yeah. By the way, you know the thing about Palpatine? He kept his deals too. That's how it worked. Yeah, for the most part. Now, Vader was the one that were like, pray I don't change further. Anyway, everyone thinks that. That Vanestra Rowe, the green bitch, Leslie's wife, is Smilo's master.
That wasn't a joke.
I'm telling you, Smilo's master, I believe, is Coral. It has to be one of the moms.
My answer and thought process from here on out is just going to be assuming incompetence. and I don't think she's I don't think she's gonna be evil. She's just gonna be a dumb bitch. And canon, who needs canon? We've got lesbian space witches.
Yeah, by the way, I like when stormtroopers are terrifying. I hate that fucking they can't aim shit. Even in the first one, it was like, no more aiming is precise and important. It's like, what the fuck? Just because one guy can't aim. All right.
I watched that Bridge on the River Kwai movie, and apparently those Japanese can shoot. It was really interesting seeing a movie where guns were shot and people died.
We call them Nemoidians.
Jesus Christ. Man. Okay, God, I thought we were talking about Mongoloid was bad enough. Nemoidian.
No, because do you think they suspected an attack? Droidicas.
Wait, are you doing?
I am.
You doing your Black Samurai impression?
No. If you want to get your lightsaber, the next couple stories were Russell T Davies, complaining basically. It was a weird regression. It was like he admits that he only does stories about it, but then laments that everyone is pulling away from it, and that's where I made that video, which actually got like over 5,000 views. Of like, you did that to yourself. You literally shoved it down everyone's throats to the point where even progressive people were like, Jesus Christ, I got to get out of here.
Sean. It gives me real, it wasn't capital Q queer vibes.
Same.
It's just normal. Like, it's just my life. It's just what I know. And it just happens to be super queer. I didn't mean to make it queer.
Yeah. No, and just to point it out, like, because I know you don't know, because I barely know, but like Vanestra Rowe, because she's in the One High Republic book where she's mentioned.
Yeah.
She's like a 14-year-old prodigy. She's the youngest to do. She's fucking Jackie who lives, like the youngest, most perfect green bitch ever. Looks completely different, by the way. And so now maybe they could do some. I mean, I certainly think they're going to make her corrupt. Shout out Idaho, Mike.
We still gonna you think we're gonna get more? Oh wait, yeah, I guess we do have to get more since she's got her whip.
Yeah, she's got her whip. We gotta
whip that nay.
But moving right along, this was the fun one that more people picked up than I thought. There was one person questioned them about Sweet Baby Inc. and got a nothing answer. Yeah, I made a video about it, but I said as much. I said it was a nothing thing. I'm
gonna look up how many views we got over on Hypno's channel on this one.
Go ahead. And then while we do that, speaking of views,
I may have kind of.
Did you gussy it up a little bit? Yeah, I need to get my own one someday of gussying up my boring videos. I do my own gussing. This was a good one, and apparently a lot of people missed this. Gary on Glenn Beck.
Awesome, I missed it.
Unexpected. Answered a lot of points. I love I love seeing him on other mainstream things.
So the answer is 83,000 views. Square Enix shareholder asked about Sweet Baby. I kept it pretty tame. Shit, we didn't do nothing. Square Enix investors destroy Sweet Baby Inc. Demand something or another. Demand answers after multiple woke DEI flops. And it's like one person on Twitter, right?
There's like 3 or 4 words that everyone uses in a title, and if you don't use them, it's just your views don't do as good as slams. Destroys,
implodes,
backlash. I don't know. They catch the eye. It's a psychological thing.
Yeah. Why do you think I use all caps and all the exclamation points?
It's caps, but like every other, some of the highlight ones. So that if you just look at it quickly, you only see the highlights in capitals.
Yeah.
Like for this next one, it would be like
stupid.
Black trans knife, and you're like, what the fuck? PlayStation room. This was like I thought it was nothing until I looked into it, and it is an official source that like is for casting if you do voice acting and other things in video games.
This one was also interesting to make thumbnails for.
It's also funny to see like who put what in the title. A so-called transgender protagonist who complains about this basically ended up like they're looking for a black knife-wielding transgender person for this protagonist, and that's not really a joke of who they're looking for. A girl of about,
Chica, you mean Chica de unos 20 o 30 años.
I'm a gringo adjacent.
Morena y transgranera. Whoa,
Rat, you want to read this in El Español?
Yes, please.
No, porque yo soy gringo adjacent.
He's also gringo adjacent. Okay. Girl of about 20 or 30 years old with dark skin and transgender. So you want a man of 20 or 30 years old with dark skin that looks like a woman, a knife expert, because those go hand in hand. Possibly they do if you look up statistics. Anyway.
And this is for like saying things with your mouth.
This is
You
a
need to be a
fucking
knife
place
expert?
no, because they always do like body motion capture.
The capture? Okay.
A story would be about how their culture does not accept women as leaders in their community. So you know what would be a great idea of how to convey a culture that doesn't accept women? Have
Men
a man
pretending to be
have a
women.
man do it better. That's the best part about it. It was like, let me show you women how it's done. Woman 2.0, bitches.
I mean, no offense, ladies, but men get it done.
But J.K. Rowling's the bigot for talking about women's safe spaces. I swear, it was never more illustrated than when I was at that movies. And I was, me and that chick or an actual chick were going into the male and female at the same time. And this gay dude just peeled off and went into the women's bathroom. And she was like, I'm legally not allowed to help you. Sorry. Good luck with that. You want to come in with me if you want. I won't judge you.
Voting matters.
Just make sure you skip a stall. That's male etiquette. Speaking of this video, The Boys Season 4 from Drinker, How to Destroy Your Audience. Boy, it was filled with a lot of people parroting the same, you just don't get it, you're stupid, they're attacking you now, and you're upset. It's like, no, I watched it before. I understood that they were
My normie buddy's liking it. He talked about a scene where Homelander put a dude in like a big room-sized oven, and then I saw the clip of it on YouTube recommended, and I watched it. It's a good scene. Yeah, because it's a scientist that like would test him when he was young, and since he's invincible, they want to see like how invincible, so they put him in the hot oven room. So he's like, "Hey, go ahead and go in there. I'm gonna go and turn it on," and he lasers someone's dick off. Speaking of that, if my dick ever gets lasered off, I'm replacing it with a double-barreled 6-shooter like in From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yes.
Sex Machine is what I will be known as.
Hey, Sex Machine!
It's a good one.
I like that that's what excited Rad enough to, yes, the dick gun.
No, man, it's a fantastic movie. And like I said,
don't worry.
Nothing gets me harder mentally than Erwin enjoying good movies in our current climate.
I did not know where you were going to go with that.
Oh, you won't know where I'm going to go with this. So the black gentleman Vietnam vet in the bar with them kicking ass. Have you looked his IMDb up recently?
Yeah, I always took it to be he's like a 70s star.
Yeah, well, have you seen his IMDb recently?
Isn't he like blaxploitation films and shit like that? No, what's his recent stuff?
One of them's got an interesting title. It's a very 1992 space movie.
It's the 1992 Space Ninjas?
Put Boss in front of it, and it's basically
Boss Begro.
It's like yes, but it's Blazing Saddles if it weren't a comedy. Basically, it's like two like mercenary black dudes go into a town and become the sheriffs. A town that needs like a sheriff.
That sounds great, by the way. I'll watch that. Daxnar. So the idea is we're so fucking stupid that even though it was obvious before, now it's really obvious that Homelander's supposed to be Trump, and and if you're anything other than like a super hardcore lefty, you're Hitler or whatever. So now that it's just bad writing, and a lot of people are just like, oh, this just isn't that great of writing. They're conflating it and saying, yeah, it's dumb. It's funny. Speaking of dumb and funny, and also
I enjoyed the clip I watched though, and they want to make this guy is a bad guy, but here's why. Here's his tragic backstory, but it was good and it made sense.
Knew I recognized him from something. Yeah, Blackula.
Yeah, as soon as I saw the title of that, I stopped looking at the other stuff and went down a bit of a rabbit hole with that one. That's his character's name as well.
So we were talking about the Tran character. Not the best idea, by the way. They did make a game for a diverse community. First, Concord, which we'll be talking about.
Okay.
Tales of Kinzara Zhao by Abubakar Salim, the voice actor that was Bayek in Assassin's Creed Origins, which shout out the dude today at the store recognized my tattoo. And I was like, yeah, what's up, bro? It's very rare that actually people notice it. So it's always fun when people go.
Young guy, like 20-year-old guy, complimented my Let's Go Brandon shirt.
Hell yeah.
Chipotle.
Hell yeah, let's go, Brandon. Talk about lore. So basically, there is a politician that wants like to acknowledge biological sex and that women need their own spaces and that exists, and we shouldn't regress maybe, decades upon decades of actual women's suffrage to be supplanted by men with mental illness. No offense.
Did Nagranol, this is the first Nagranol thing. His first comment is to say so to Mr.Techrat.
He likes Techrat.
It's possible he sensed something and was like, "This is what needs to happen. Send it
All right,
out."
sorry to interrupt. Nagano, absolute pleasure to always have you.
Hey, how about this? You guys should also go follow NERDWARS.
Oh my God! Look at
Are
the
you waiting? Some of
scissoring.
you guys aren't subscribed to me. Well, you
I was gonna
assholes!
say,
God,
there's 35 people here. I got 30 subscribers. They're all
I hate
here.
everyone.
I
hate
almost
everyone.
put it to like
I
only
quit.
subscribers could comment, and I was like, but only subscribers show up. So fucking yeah. So I just think it was a stunning double standard of him to basically and then he goes, "Oh, I don't wish I didn't know Will, blah blah blah. I just wanted her to shut up." But then he goes on to say that all of his beliefs come from his wife, who educates him about compassion and this. And we should need to leave people alone that aren't causing harm. And that's the problem, where it's like, oh, maybe your wife didn't tell you about all the detransitioners and Chloe Cole and the big business deals. And it is, in fact, harming people. So maybe do your own research.
My wife only reads headlines on social media. Educated me.
Weaponized compassion and ignorance, willful, is a dangerous combination. Dangerous combination. Yeah.
It takes a lot of work to figure out what the hell's actually going on. A lot of people don't want to do that work.
Honestly,
all I
it
care
really
about.
does. It really does. You could really believe, and it's the most satisfying thing for me has been seeing people who have believed all the lies for years. Now they're going back and they're like, "Oh shit!" A shout out. A lot of that was just we had a lot of people come have like an aha moment last night during the debate. Sort of what I was hoping. I mean, it sort of happened with Acolyte. We've seen the drop in Rotten Tomatoes.
90% of Democrats are like, we need a new one.
Oops.
It's like we've been saying this for how long now? I mean, shout out Vivek Ramaswamy for 6 or 7 months has been saying, "Why don't you tell us who you're really running?" And that's and it's sort of the same thing.
I think it's gonna be creepy old Joe Biden.
Which I hope so, because if they switch in Gavin Newsom, the quartering doesn't think. Yes, people are just dumb enough to fall for it, and they hate Trump that much. They still believe a lot of the lies.
You think
and
you have a problem now?
Even Papa Badger was like, I just don't like the man. I just because of mean tweets. I know, and even if he knows, and he's now proven, I've proven right on all the things that were lies, steal dossiers.
Joe Biden molested his kids into being crackheads,
and he sniffs them good and proper. Even
no,
understanding.
He makes him the bag man for his like organized crime syndicate.
And even understanding the minutia of Burisma and all of that. Explain it all. Yeah. He accepts it, all of it.
Ukrainian gangsters. It gets them involved with Ukrainian gangsters and Chinese like high up officials and shit.
And it still boils down to they don't like a guy that tweeted some stuff, even though he hasn't tweeted in a fucking year.
That's why I think it was good for Trump that they had the mics turned off.
I'm sorry, we turned into politics just real quick. I think it's going to be.
We're talking
Gavin.
about everything that happened in this week. So,
That's right. So it's going to be it's going to be Gavin, or it's going to be I don't know, because Big Mike said that she was never going to do it and didn't want to do it.
We already had the first debate. I don't think they're switching.
I don't see it either. So delusional shit that I don't see, but I also saw Elon Musk saying that Kathleen Kennedy she's more deadly to. I thought it was good.
I meant to cover this one of the days and we didn't get to it.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
so I think it's fun. I just think it's fun that he bought Twitter so he can shit and do this. Planet killer. System killer, fleet killer, franchise killer, and I would have also accepted a J.J. Abrams picture. Boner.
Oh, okay.
I mean, not for nothing. Would.
That picture, she's all sexed up. What the heck?
But only
going
because
on
I think that's the other thing. Yeah, I think it's like a demon
commercial.
Yeah, I'd go into the room and it would be, oh, you haven't seen The Shining. It'd be like when he looks in the mirror in the reflection. Yeah.
I'm leaving.
Like a night sister zombie. But maybe you get superpowers. Maybe it's like Greenland, or maybe it's like the Green Ranger and Rita. He had to do unspeakable things, but he walked away with a power coin.
Yeah,
you'd have to. Lore?
You'd have to like own theory and explain to him how it's actually the Force.
Tommy had to work for that Green Ranger coin. I'm just saying. Anyway, I love that Elon Musk is saying.
You ordered that Power Rangers into the Dragon thing, right? You need to read it. It's so good.
You know what? I forgot to hit order. So no, I need to order that again. I don't have it.
Yeah, anyone who likes Power Rangers or comic books, I couldn't believe how much I freaking enjoyed this Power Rangers book. It was so fucking good.
B-Gro, you ain't got no chest tattoo. But if you want, I get you one on a discount on the DL.
I have an awkward problem is that you keep bringing up Power Rangers, and I want to make the Green Ranger dagger on the
every
printer.
time.
I have the files.
Really?
It's just so many pieces.
Finish all your other projects and then make it. And then make the Green Ranger helmet. Make all the helmet. Make me every helmet. I'll pay.
And me. Make them
I'll
me.
pay.
Too.
Yeah. I'm telling you, that's your business. We got to get you a couple like resin printers.
There's an anime called Goko Loser Ranger that's finally on Hulu. I've heard things about it. It sounds interesting. Anyone seen that?
Haven't heard
Oh,
of it.
wait. They also put the Suicide Squad Isekai anime in there. That's apparently from like a really good anime studio, and people apparently really like it. I'm thinking about checking that out too.
John, how are we feeling about Stellar Blade? I think Hayden, I wish he was here. I think he's working or probably stuck out there because he was hardcore.
I know.
Too.
He's my anime man. Where's he?
I think Nagnal. How you guys feeling about? Do we feel like there's unfinished business? Did we sort of didn't get some of the original things we thought we were gonna get? Did we? I'm gonna keep saying we because I got a mouse in my pocket. Or sorry, I got a rat in my pocket. The royal we, the White Ranger. I got all these figures and I am really fighting opening them and putting them together.
Whip them out. I don't think you should show them off on stream.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get all of them.
Pull it
I'll
off.
show the White Ranger.
I know. Pull
I'll
it
show the White
out.
Ranger. Okay.
Jeez.
All
All right, Techrat, you're the host now.
Favorite Rangers from the original series. Go, chat.
Well, I mean, the Green and the White Ranger are like kind of cheating. You almost need to take them off and do it from like just the 5, which I think
Tommy was always my favorite. Look,
yeah, but that's too easy. That's too easy. I like the blue nerdy guy, Billy or whatever.
Billy, he was gay, by the way. Billy's gay, by the way. That was
I
fine with
changed
it.
my mind. I like the hot Asian girl now.
You know, that's apparently why he left the show, because David Yost, because bullying behind the scenes. Homophobia was a thing, actually, before they all got virtue signaled.
So. I know. And then, as always, overcorrection.
And then overcorrection, which is about to happen, by the way, the other way. I
know, which is
he
like,
came back and he
gay
floats
people,
down.
you got to call this out.
By the way, and that was sort of the point of that Russell T. Davies. It was like, you guys need to get your own community under check. And then a lot of gay people in my comments were like, have you heard about LGB without the T? That's lesbian, gay, and bis who are like, hey, we do believe in biological sex. That's what we're attracted to the opposite. Women are women, men are men. And it's a whole other, I was like, oh, good. Infighting. Get yourselves under control.
Just say, we're not with these crazies. That's all we need.
Bro, he was the best. Yeah, Zach. He was missing a finger. Never noticed the whole time he's missing a finger, and you can go back and son of a bitch.
Did you know they weren't even in the Power Ranger suits? Those were actually little Asians, and it was some show.
Until
Did
like
you
the
know
third
that?
season, when at least off screen. Okay, here. Can you bring up Nagranol about us Stellar Blade?
It's in Nagranol and the invite. All right, Nagranol, I sent you an invite. Come on. They still need to uncensor the stuff they censored. I mean,
I said I'm not going to show them all off,
game.
and I got them all.
I just beat the game today and updated. I'm about to find out how has changed. Well, I personally am like, it kind of works for me because it's a middle ground, and I mean, you got to have at least like some kind of compromise in these situations. But I fully understand the not updating it and beating it and then updating it. I think that's very having it both ways. I think that's very measured and not quite so throw controllers through a wall. Which I support, but also I fully embrace the nerd rage, and I get it. And I understand people wanting uncensored booba.
So the best thing, I love me some uncensored booba. The best thing about these figures,
from Dusk Till Dawn took good care of me in that department.
They have both heads for both actors that played the role, if it exists. I mean, it's a little bit nightmare fuel.
Mr. Moneybags over here. I got two faces. Oh my god. Oh my god.
How you feeling today?
What role do you want? Because the Asian dude is white adjacent now. Sorry.
What credit score do you need today?
Oh
Here's Billy.
Which one? Wait, which one was first? Was it white kid and then
the black dude?
Black kid?
Yeah.
Black guy, and then they switched it to a white kid.
And then
so
by
it
the
was
time of the movie,
reverse race swap. Yeah.
By the time of the movie, they had switched. Yeah. Shout out. All right, what's up, creativity? All right, let's go along. What do we got? 40 minutes.
Creativity is also black adjacent.
By the way, let me do this because you're right. If you don't know, creativity's
I'm always right.
You are actually. You've been shockingly right, which disturbed me.
I know, right?
Give the guy
we are the ones like who are right and understand things and are like truthful media. Clown world.
I stopped questioning it. I stopped questioning it, including this, which actually the more I hear about things, the more it sort of sounds, it like, makes sense. And that was basically some people behind the scenes, some Hollywood producers that have worked with Leslie before, but like, oh no, that bitch is based. She only came out, I'm using my vernacular for what they said, but she only came out with all this DEI shit because she lost her clout, basically. And she's just doing this. She's playing the victim mentality and going into gay and all that. Because before, this is what I couldn't understand of why she would constantly be like lamenting the fact that gay people, when they get roles, only write gay roles. And then she gets this role and makes them force. It's like, well, that's an odd thing. Oh, because that's the grift right now. And all the clout she got from being Harvey's assistant is gone because he's in jail.
Whoops.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
basically.
And we just had the Disney ESG report pulled up. And when you go to the very bottom of it, they get like full blown like 1930s Germany on your ass, and they start breaking everything down by like race and gender and stuff. It gets real creepy. And then you get to the executives, and all of a sudden the diversity goes away. How weird.
Yeah, well, and I'm not sure if I think it was, we talked about it for sure, but like the diversity report came out for the Acolyte of who's actually doing it and who gets hired for certain things.
Like women get paid less, that story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a funny little thing. By the way, and this fucking haircut. I know Rat and I, this is a notorious haircut with us to begin with, because I couldn't understand why everyone looked like a dummy all of a sudden with this mop thing. And then I learned, I had to ask Rat, and he's like, oh, it's called the Edgar.
Well, no, the Edgar is actually a little bit shorter. This is the broccoli.
Oh, it's Edgar adjacent.
The Edgar's a little bit shorter, sort of a bowl cut for the Southern folk.
It's fucking the Southern folk. You mean the orcs? The orcs from
the
D&D?
orcs.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
No. It's fucking painful.
Oh, I got an orc costume. I'll put it on real quick.
It is painful. Badger Takeover on Film Threat versus... I'm shout out. I'm their beardo now for Super Chats because Chris had a stroke and Alan is blind. That's not even a joke, so it's fine. I will read until they kick me out. Yeah, the because that's a better name for this haircut. The broccoli. Oh, Mom, you've seen a lot of dumb haircuts throughout your life. Did you think you'd see the broccoli? Oh boy.
Ooga chaka, ooga chaka. What's the classic orc line? What's something good when the orcs say in Lord of the Rings? You just watched all 12 hours in the theater.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
That's the one I just thought too as you said it. That is apparently the official orc line for Lord of the Rings.
Even though those are Uruk-hai orcs, not necessarily the smaller orcs.
Oh my god. We have a
Nerd alert!
That clip was very much so needed.
Not alone.
It's the perfect one, dude. Everyone, if you haven't, needs to go back and watch Austin Powers. They've aged like fine wine.
I would like to. I definitely enjoy it.
My son hasn't seen it, and I know he'll appreciate it because of his humor. And I'm telling you, at this point, I want to feed him movies at a faster rate than Erwin's watching them, so that he can get things at a better rate.
Does he have a list of movies to watch?
No, but he also doesn't need people to give him super chats to watch great movies.
Well, it would probably help.
It would help. He'd probably do it faster.
Sounds like he needs to get good.
He's
little bastard would be running around doing fat bastard just like we did. I annoyed his mother so much.
Everybody hated it.
Yeah, no, we annoyed. It's quotable. Everyone, I had to react to the episode 5 of the Acolyte because, and it is Cortosis. Leslie said the word Cortosis, but and then later on Gary. But right now this is a Drinker. I tried to send him a message saying, hey, if you do a video or stream about this, that was Cortosis, so you don't look stupid, was the underlook, basically. Saying that, well, regrettably, that message did not reach him in time, so he complains a bunch about something that has been in lore forever, and everyone loves, like, Jedi Outcast, Knights of the Old Republic. Cortosis is all up in that bitch. So you've all probably heard about it before. They should have explained what the fuck was going on in that episode. They didn't, and it made everyone think it was like a weird...
Yeah, that's why we're talking about what on today's stream or whatever, where all they had to do was drop one little fucking line about it.
The second I saw it,
I thought I need to ask Badger what the hell is going on. I assumed it was just some fancy metal that fucked it up, and turns out it was. So I don't understand why people didn't quite get that, but not everyone is as competent of a media viewer as I am.
That was the biggest one.
Do they have a list of things to watch? I don't think so.
That was the biggest one. It was Cortosis doesn't stop the Force from reading minds, but then later on when the helmet's removed, and he doesn't fucking read his mind.
Also, he's strong as fuck. If as strong as he is, he should be able to block like Jedi from his mind, right? Smilo? Wouldn't he be powerful enough to not have his thoughts read?
The whole rule is whoever's stronger in the Force and or had more training, or if there's like explained that they're just naturally talented at like blocking it out. Yeah, Soul should have been able to break right through, especially since he then beat him. It's why I think that he's just an apprentice. But clearly they're doing some writing, but I still can't give them like credit. You know,
she's like, Cortosis to short out lightsabers. I'm like, that's a good idea. Also, Magneto helmet. Leslie, Jesus Christ.
Ketosis.
I know. The second you said Cortosis, I thought Cortosis died.
And it kept auto-correcting it to ketosis.
How did it?
Cortosis. Yeah, and then a bunch of them knew. Yeah, most people know him. So, okay, this was fun. And it's really just like, look, you can't do that. You can't do that.
This identifies as being some graph web.
You can't identify as a graph web. I'll save it, but wait, hold on.
You can't double stamp a stamp.
You can't double Lloyd. This is really a positive spin campaign because Sweet Baby Inc. obviously, for the right reasons or not, its reputation is in the dirt. And this game was then bought by another company, and now it's sort of ambiguous as to whether or not all of the changes that Sweet Baby Inc. implemented are still in this version of the game. So even though it looks like they still have the Kim Belair main protagonist, I mean, look at that! Look at those eyes. Don't they look like Rey Palpatine?
Wait, is that a lesbian space witch?
Nah, it's the triangle instead of the spiral. You see.
Oh, they're dreaded enemies.
Cut from the same cloth. But it just goes to show you that once you get the taint, not to be confused with the gooch, once you get the taint of SBI or Gamer X or Black Girl Gamers or any of these things. Can't wait until the episode. Well, no, he's off with Yaddle making Grogu.
How do you think the non-named species? How do you think they do it?
Doggy style if they're on death sticks.
Or do you think no. You think Yaddle just drops some eggs and he just kind of does his thing?
Well, they are frog creatures. That's a good. They might.
Oh my god! Yeah,
yeah.
On a
totally might have
planet.
a bunch of tadpoles, and one of them was Baby Grogu. This is just a straight up now. If you mention that you don't think identity politics should be in the game, you get banned on the Helldivers Discord, and I'd wager probably many other Discords and subreddits coming in the future because they've now conflated. Remember when Elon said,
Health have no fury like a Discord moderator
or a Reddit moderator.
Yeah.
Remember when Elon kept saying that the reason that they keep calling everything alt-right is because they've gone so far to the left that everyone is to the right of them? Well, that trend has continued. Go get them. That's right. Do I need to put on feeding the ducks? That trend has continued. And so now even just saying you don't want identity politics in the game.
I don't need feeding the ducks. I've got Hypnotic here to help me hit climax.
Make sure to make eye contact the entire time.
No, I'm staring right at you. Yeah. Wherever you are in Puerto Rico, I assume.
Your energy. Give me your energy and your power. Hey, Hypnotic, can I be on Saturday Night Hypnosis tomorrow? I'm just going to ask. Chat, you want to see me on Saturday Night Hypnosis? Send overwhelming yeses to Hypnotic. You better overload the chat.
He's been begging to come on, and I haven't said anything. I keep telling him I'll put in a good word for him. And then you invited him, and he took a nap.
Yeah.
I can't believe him. I know he's terrible, but give him a second chance, please. He didn't do nothing. He a good boy. He's just trying to turn his life around.
Stroke your ears more. It's too soon.
I know. There's slight refractory period.
It's a lot of yeses. Oh,
You focus too much on the tipper.
I won't go to sleep this time. To be fair, it was a heat wave. We're having a heat wave, and I passed the F out. Yeah, I know. I woke up and saw it. Such a disappointment. Such a disappointment. You know what else is a disappointment? I set myself up. The Acolyte showrunner, she cast down on the second season. This is, by the way, this is a clickbait fucking title. Shout out John F. Trent. I understand the business.
How long before we quote an archbishop?
You said about he didn't mention the archdiocese or the archbishop at this one. Leslie, sort of honestly, she did pull a George Lucas, in that George famously took the most important, most exciting shit that he thought, took the Death Star and put it in the first one because he didn't think he was going to get any more. That's sort of what Leslie said. She said it's a mistake for people. They constantly think they're going to get a second season. They leave a cliffhanger and they don't get a second season. So she said she put everything into this first season. And if she gets a second season, she's got about 4 or 5 mysteries, she didn't say what, that she could give them. So when it says cast it down on second season, she just says, I don't know. I just know that I put everything in this first one.
Which anybody
is
even
good.
want it?
Yeah, that's
oh,
the point.
Oh my god!
Even if you want me to come
yeah, to quote a great philosopher.
I don't know.
But that is true. That is good. Like to make a first season be able to like stand on its own, but give a little bit at the end to keep you wanting a season 2. Yeah, that's good. That's the correct way to do it. I don't believe her.
It's the smartest thing she said, though.
We got to have John Leguizamo back. We can't have Bob Hoskins. May he rest in peace, because he's dead.
Did you hear who else died?
Someone just died, and I blocked. Who was it?
Martin Mull from Roseanne and Sabrina.
No, and the other guy that just died, Del Howard. The guy that is in Demolition Man. They talk to each other with such disdain. His homie that's still alive.
Howison?
Yeah, that he's a black actor, very good man. You've been seeing him a lot of times. He just died. Very sad. I know. Yeah. Shout out to Demolition Man. Go watch it. Yeah. They always die in 3s. I'm going to include Sutherland in that 3. Yeah. Demolition. I mean, he's been in other things, but he also played Del Paxton in That Thing You Do. I know. There's a couple of the old black dudes that you're known for. You know, he plays the old wise black dude in everything.
I looked into one tonight.
Is that what his name? Cobbs?
Did not go well.
Bill Cobbs.
Bill Cobbs. All right. This is something that we did make a video. I know you actually wanted to talk about this today, Erwin. So this is fortuitous. The leaks for the James Gunn Superman film. Did you read? Were you waiting to go over them in because we've got it. It's all right here.
Dare you? I briefly skimmed through it.
As I thought, we're busy people, okay? We're busy people. Why does it sound like Sebastian Maniscalco?
I'm a professional streamer. I don't have time to prep for my streams. Thank you.
Hey, Puke Skywalker, use the. All right, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Here is James Gunn's Superman. We're almost done. As we hone in on an hour here. The rumored plot for Superman. Other superheroes are edgy and kill when necessary. Superman is an outcast among them for his optimism and no killing rule, and ultimately inspires them to change their ways. Lex Luthor is war profiteering on an armed conflict in a foreign nation called Jarhanpuria. And we heard that went from what was going to be a Middle Eastern conflict to an Eastern Europe conflict. Superman intervenes in the conflict, and the U.S. government deploys a clone created by Luthor dubbed Ultraman. This is the guy that looked like Black Noir that had the U on him. He apparently deteriorates into Bizarro and goes rogue. What that? Ooh.
Make it big. Armor? This is in the Justice League when...
You're going to talk dirty to me if you want me to make it big.
He tries to turn everyone evil and onto his side and to create bring the new multiverse in. Yeah. Give me a figure of this bad boy.
Oh, you want death metal?
I'm working on it. This is still just this bad boy.
All right. So they send Ultraman. He deteriorates into Bizarro and goes rogue. Superman and his super friends must stop him while Lois Lane and the Daily Planet work to expose Lex Luthor, greatest criminal mind this world has ever seen, for his crimes. Movie reportedly ends with Superman revealing his secret identity to Lois. and Luthor avoiding repercussions for his crime and announcing he is running for president. President Luthor is obviously a very famous arc. Supergirl arriving on Earth, plus other DCU setups like the Engineer, who is that chick with the cornrows, getting recruited into the Authority, which is obviously the killing Justice League that works for the government.
We've got a pretty interesting chat at the moment. But yeah, the more pictures I see,
you said make you big, and I said talk dirty to me.
Decent, and I'm kind of liking it a bit more and more. But seeing more character after another character, I'm kind of getting
there's
less his suit, more him.
There's Grillo.
Him for the role.
Yeah, no, I'm biased. I want Henry. We're not going to get it. Is he going to be, I'm sure, a very fine, hopeful Superman? Yeah. Is that suit going to look good once they do post-production? Yeah, sure. I don't know. Do they want to be Superman? Anyway, there's Frank Grillo as Flag Senior.
Oh, wait. Is that the cornrows girl you were talking about?
Yes. Right? So she plays someone called the Engineer. Awesome. And she will be joining the Authority. And there's Ultraman. You can see with the U on his chest. He's going to he actually looks like what Doomsday looks like with the goggles and the suit. And then, when he morphs out, but instead it's going to be Bizarro. So, that's an interesting merger. But it's, sounds like a clusterfuck, actually. But on the surface, that sounds like it would be interesting. A lot of moving parts. Hope it's not another clusterfuck. Yeah, and that's the other thing. BVS, if you watch the extended Ultimate where they put back all the cutscenes, is at least narratively it makes sense. And Lex Luthor manipulating Superman so it looks like he killed a bunch of people in that African conflict. It all makes sense in the extended.
And this is James Gunn, correct?
This is James Gunn, by the way.
So
yes, this looks like it's from Man of Steel.
Having too many people, if someone could pull it off, I'm willing to think he could pull it off, but it does worry me because I thought, hey, cool, we're getting a Superman movie.
Well, and it seems like it's key to establishing that heroes already exist, and that Superman, rather being the first, he shakes up the status quo, which I'm not against. But I don't know. Like I said, it's one of those things that the more we hear and see about it, and the more so this is the guy, by the way, that was saying it. This is because of the tiny hats that they kick me out of movie.
Before I forget, so they said it was moving from Middle East to Eastern Europe.
So that's why, I guess the
will we still
Mossad
get the Israeli Sabra hero?
Sabra, yeah, I think we are.
All right.
Maybe they'll cut out the line saying she's a tiny hat because they're not very popular right now. But yeah. That's
don't worry. The Israelis, they're involved in all the wars. Don't worry.
Apparently they own everything. I've been told. So earlier, Idaho Mike was talking about why don't they make a game for themselves? This is another one of them making a game for them. Hilariously, where every single character, pronouns in bio, she, her.
They don't even have to be human. They can be robots with pronouns.
Undecided. There's Lark, and then the real laugh, aside from the fact that it's a 5 versus 5 PvP, which no one plays anymore, is the fact that it's going to have like real world relationships between the characters that will be followed like through vignettes throughout the work. Hypnotic vignette, if you see the word, not just in case. I gotta show you my.
How dare you? He tries.
I'm just checking to see if he's still here. He says he stays, but I'm wondering. We'll see. And then again, going right along.
I gotta say, Hypno, I apologize. I do not agree with them. I love when you screw up reading a word.
Expose. It's an expose.
I love it.
Gary, thankfully, he knew about Cortosis. He didn't make the mistake. So in his video, he just called out all the other dumb shit. Shout out, Bly. You're a man of culture.
Oh, look, 5, 6 in the morning. You crazy?
They wake up early. By the way, wasn't it fucked up when Smilo Ren?
This Darmster! It's been a second, Darm!
Because I haven't seen him in forever. Wasn't it messed up when he called Jackie an it?
Darm.
Right. Where's he? Darby,
I know, it was really weird. Like, what are you?
I've not seen you in forever in one of the streams. What's up, brother? You still got that same thumbnail? You're in all the outros. Yeah, shout out.
More fondling. I got to show this off on Gucci's stream. It was really nice having an excuse to whip all my comics out
I appreciate it.
For a real reason. I love when you show up, Alex Darby, for many reasons.
Got him. Yeah, no, Gary's was really good. I think it's funny that we all came to the same conclusion, and that is that, yeah, it's the best of the worst. The bar is so low, they tripped over it.
Do you see how many victims Alex Darby got and who they might be?
Yeah, got the King Bigot.
Yeah.
Got R2.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Suka Madik got hit. Shout out to the Prince.
Joke
Suka.
of all bucks. Yeah. Joke of all
Heck
bucks.
of a
Okay.
chat.
So the last story is actually a story that we covered throughout the week. And because the algorithm was so horrible and I was actually losing subs on it, it's the first time I've ever unlisted videos.
Welcome to the club.
And we've talked about it on streams. I think we're going to talk about it on Leon's stream. By the way, after this, as soon as he goes live, we're going to be raiding Neon Leon. We're going to go over there.
Pillaging.
And I'm going to be on there since I can't be with him Monday.
We're going to take its women for ourselves.
We are going to talk about the Dr. Disrespect situation, but those videos did horrible. The algorithm did not like people talking about this. It changed very quickly. So I'm just going to show these, and then I'm going to recap it for everyone real quickly, and you stop if you want to add anything. And the long and short of this whole thing is Dr. Disrespect, who is a character that he plays while streaming. He was very famous on Twitch before, for some reason, he was banned. And then eventually we found out that he was paid out and they went their separate ways and they haven't heard anything about it since. And he's been on YouTube doing his thing. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we heard a former Twitch employee that came out basically saying that the reason Doc was banned is because behind the scenes on Twitch Whispers, he was talking to a minor and it was inappropriate. Just keep doing every minute, I dare you. And it was inappropriate conversations. And then this all led to him breaking his NDAs because they were already broken, and him saying, look, no wrongdoing. Everything was sussed out. They went through these messages, and we found out that the Twitch employees broke their own internal rules to look at his messages. And it was, in fact, a vendetta against him, that they were going to get him for anything. So that's why it's very hard to take any of their evidence at face value, because they already have a bias.
Vendetta.
But anyway, and so he got paid. Twitch and them both signed agreements saying that no wrongdoing happened. And that was basically, so where we are right now, and Rolling Stone had an article with another leaker, and I just can't trust anything from Rolling Stone because they're super fucking corrupted. But basically it turns down to whether or not you believe that Doc knew that the person he was talking to, that nothing happened with, but that the person he talked to and was inappropriate was 17. And then whether that's a douche move aside, it's when he knew it and what age of consent was in whatever state this was, because it's pointed out in like 40 states, the age of consent is like 16 or 17. And we don't say that in 40 states, those are pedophile laws. And so the real conflation here is let's not act. And I think this is what many people were trying to make, is that a dude talking to a 17-year-old while super messed up is not the same as a map predator going after prepubescent children that should be put in wood chippers. This is just a douchebag that
it's douchey. It's not have a seat,
but it's not line up against the wall
and
like that. And also it's still not clear when and where and what. And we, so far, unless they release the actual tapes, which I don't think they're going to do, this is it.
With the lawsuits, there's probably no way they
Did you cover the fact that he edited his own post multiple times?
Yeah, we did. And the only thing I can think of to that is possible, because he separated from his group that he started, his Midnight Gaming Society, and that seemed to be amicable, and they all decided on that. But then once the second leaks came out, and the main guy basically was like, no, if you talk to a minor, I'm not going to work with you. And then those edits, I don't know if he had legal representation saying don't use this word, edit it, because then he edited out minor and then he put it back in. Someone was it's been a while. No, I will be actually 39 next month, if you can believe it. 39.
Yeah, might as well start grifting your birthday grift stream.
Yeah,
it's actually on a day that we normally do on my channel, but we will be grifting his birthday.
That's gonna be fun.
So if you guys have any challenges, maybe terrible things.
Just real quick,
how are you with spicy?
I love spicy. Lizard, the reason you see people take a non-nuanced approach is because the second you try to take a nuanced approach, you get called a fucking pedo defender, which is what's happening to the quartering right now. But I'm just saying, it's like they are two separate things. And again, Europeans are like, well, age of consent here is 16, so they don't understand the whole.
It's a bunch of blue-haired SJWs like virtue signaling too. Like we're the ones who have to sign pledges not to like assault.
And would have
each other.
no problem having transgender surgery on someone even younger than that. So,
so good to have you.
Thanks, Mom. Yeah, no, just trying to make sure that we're all on the same page. Glad you guys agree. Nuance opinion. He's done no matter what, though, by the way. Yeah, he's done no matter what. He may come back and have a slightly lesser following, but I think most people are going to disavow for a good long time. But hey, Kevin Spacey's coming back, and so maybe it just takes time and distance. And if his wife is with him and forgives him, then that's between them and whatever God he chooses to believe in. Why is this? He says 18, but then other people say not legally adult minor, age of consent. That's two different things.
Down.
Which I never understood because I was always ones like, look, if you can be signed up to like murder and vote and drink, I sort of think we should either raise everything up or put everything down. Like if you could be drafted into the military, you should be able to drink and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a little different than signed up to murder, but yes. Okay. Yeah, correct.
Well, what do you think they have you do in there? They're not having you shoot flowers.
They're making refrigerators and such.
Maybe. Yeah. I know, but yeah, he's probably done. And that was it. That was the week of shite. I'm looking forward to more. We'll see what happens. Yeah. It's bad. I don't think he's gonna either way. Even if you, there's really no way to cope around the. It's a douche move to do, and he's married with kids, but he's admitted to that.
Also, he's been around enough to know how the internet works and knowing he's going to have to go into hiding and then kind of just do his own thing.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily an admission of guilt, but yeah. And then it's just, he's apparently has a history of not making always the best choices, but yeah.
Andrew,
I feel like the woke SJ blue hairs are virtue signaling a bit.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't have fucked around and found out even like, you know what I'm saying? Even tested that. It's like, but no, it apparently means as long as they consent, because this goes both ways. If I'm 17-year-old boy, yeah, I'm trying to fuck all the hot women. Sorry, Mom. But it's true. So I'm consenting to all the things at 17. Still, that hasn't changed. Mrs. Noriega, 25. My home ec
Frankly,
teacher.
dear, I just think your mother's happy with the choices you're making.
Yeah. I'd have gone back, but see, she'd have been in trouble. Is it? God damn, that might be a bit young.
You skipped over one of our chatters. One of our best chatters, Nackernall, for some reason.
He came through me with the like. That might be a bit young.
But then also we go back 100 years and it's not.
No, because when I was 14, I was trying. I'm just saying,
it's 14
as a 39 thinking back, that might be a bit young.
Teens are horny. News alert.
It's an iffy subject. Best to just wait until you in love and in marriage and before the eyes of God. That's what I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
Or if she's really hot and you've had a few beers, just make sure you check IDs. I don't know. Who am I to judge?
You gotta have a notary with you at all times to get shit stamped.
I got enough. I have like people. All these like chatters will DM me, and I don't ask them for their. I don't ask them
nothing
for their
you ain't heard
ID.
Before.
I ain't asked
nothing you
for
ain't heard.
Anna's ID. I might ask for her number though. Oh yeah,
Anna,
I forgot to
shout
mention
out.
Anna's. She left me a super thanks too. Also,
I love her. I woke up the other day to a $20 super thanks from Anners, and the only thing I could think of was
I love her, man.
Talk about a dopamine hit to start the day. Yeah. No, life happens. People get busy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was the morning that you messaged me all super happy, and I was like, my pipes exploded in the house.
Oh my God, yeah. Rat had a horrible day, and I had a good day. And I said, look, I see how this is going. We're having 2 different days. Don't fuck mine up. I'll leave you to yours, and we'll reconvene at the end of it. I don't think that bad day has ended, though, but it's maybe coming to the end of your little... Did you build the boat? You gathered 2 of every local animal?
Yeah, 2 skunks.
I was gonna make that joke earlier, but I was in the other room. You son of a bitch.
God bless you, Jacob. It seems like the majority of Star Wars fans sort of sided on the fact that there is only the Force.
I mean, you literally pulled out the encyclopedia.
Yes, but then he could have fucking one-guyed me and said that was old lore, and he could have cited some Filoni shit where maybe he does make it magic. Oh, man. Spoiler, but I got a video coming out tomorrow where I react to George Lucas talking about the Force, and can you guess what fat-faced, not wearing a cowboy hat, is in the room with all the other writers. And Dave Filoni. He's just the one that outlasted them, like a Sith in Korriban. He shanked all of the other ones away until he got control.
He's like the lore master.
Tell me during the Star Wars funeral that you have your Bible and do some sort of reverend, like just really get into it and start feeling that force.
Well, put your hand out and do a lesbian space wizard chant. Sorry, space witch chant. That was very misogynist of me.
I've been trying to think of what I'm gonna say, like the path it's gonna take, because like all things, I'm gonna wing it. But like I like a general plot point. So you definitely have to admit, like, you have to start with where you first started, those VHSs, the original.
You're going to
VHS.
be talking to George Lucas, essentially. You realize that, right?
Force Ghost?
That's your speaking.
Star Wars. No.
No,
I
understand.
love George, but he gave away that right when he sold to the white slavers. So it's an ephemeral, like I'm saying goodbye to the spirit of what was. George said his eulogy a long time ago. Erwin, you have any videos coming out tomorrow? Do we have guests? We're just going to be talking to ourselves, and I'm fine with that.
Probably forget to invite some guests, and I didn't have time for the edits. I read too many comic books. Probably Sunday.
Maybe I'll just send a blind invite to Chris Gore. Just test it out.
Wait, for what?
Tomorrow.
Oh, to come on and stream?
I don't know. Fuck it.
No, if we get Chris Gore, he needs to be on pre-F&T. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but shout out. It's quickly becoming. We're gonna hit 300 people on pre-F&T eventually. You got to put Gary in the chat. No more Mahler. I love him, but he scares people. He's an interdimensional guy.
I was gonna add another one, but that would have been like adding phases and stuff. And then I was like, it's funny having Leslie a headland about to get her head chopped off. So I just went
R.I.P. Everyone, keep a R.I.P. to Az and Dave's dog. Give him fair. Good tidings.
Let's get 55 likes for Dave's dog, please.
Yeah, please. For
he deserves it.
Everyone, links in the chat to Leon's channel if we could, mods. We're gonna go over there. We're gonna talk about, what did he say? Dr. Disrespect, Kotaku stuff, a couple other things, and then I think he said he might slip in some
gamer words.
No, you might slip in some Superman and some Acolyte talk just to cleanse the. Oh, and some debate talk. I can't wait to talk about the debate. Yeah, so we're going to talk about. Maybe you want to come over? R.I.P. This. By the way, Az is still doing Real BBC. He's still doing Real BBC, and he's still doing the Silverback, Rip and Silverback. So we'll still see him, but he's gone from F&T. 4 years, bro. They got too many people on that show as it is. They all talk over each other. They're probably just happy to have one less. And yeah, it's probably going to be Disbrew or Mahler or something like that. One of those.
Not Mahler. They said it's not going to be Mahler, but yeah, Disbrew.
So Disbrew, yeah. Well, there you go. You'll get some lesbian representation. Rat, you got anything coming up besides vigorous construction?
No, I did want to mention that they are having a San Diego meetup soon for Comic-Con.
I saw that.
Just saying.
I mean, yeah.
You've got means. I'm saying, you want to rent a car, we could have a gay day.
We have a gay day. Go down to I think it's like a 2 or 3, probably 4 hour in traffic.
It's a couple of hours. It's not a big deal.
So
better than driving to Texas.
Those that might not know, he had his last episode of Friday Night Tights. He might be back again eventually.
I'm sorry. Yeah, because I wondered. Yeah. So Az officially retired from. It's not a joke. He did officially retire from F&T. He took that month off. He always makes jokes complaining about it.
Yeah, how he needs to hurry up and finish and stuff. Yeah.
So the sun got low, and so for real, Az has retired from F&T. He's still going to do real BBC. He'll be a guest on F&T, but yeah, he's not going to be on the show officially anymore. And I know
time zones are a bitch.
That's why you're seeing it, because he's not on F&T and he announced it. So
yeah, it's like 6:13 in the morning for Bly right now.
Yeah,
time zones are a bitch.
Oh, like Chrissy said, all that weight loss went to his head. Get a little small for his britches.
He needs to get an Irwin to keep him from going to Hollywood.
He's got to. This one keeps me in check, and Rat too when he's not being destroyed by life, which isn't often. No, I feel everything will be resolved.
Rats are heavily oppressed. It's just a nature thing.
They are in an underrepresented group. Shout out to ABF.
You made it just in time. The last minute, literally.
Just in time as we're saying goodbye. At least you made it. Shout out, brother. Yeah, we're going to be going over to Leon's stream, where I'm going to go over there in a little bit. And yeah, I want to say, what else tomorrow? Nerd Rage?
Yeah, that's what we call it. Yes,
10
tomorrow.
a.m. PST.
1
o'clock?
No, sure, no. So it's 1 my time. So no, it's going to be 6 o'clock UTC, the actual Lord's time.
We're going to wait so I can bullshit with ABF.
What did you? Yeah, what did you see?
I was going to say, what did you see?
I still need to see freaking Bad Boys 4, and then there's the fucking motorcycle movie I need to see.
Yes. Yeah, no. What did you see, bro? Let's see. I bet you saw American Horizon.
Oh, Horizon.
Should I go see it? What's your recommendation? 1 out of 10, and then we'll talk about it more tomorrow.
4?
For sure. Our Nerd Rage.
Did I hear 4 movies?
Your mom left you for a bird, bro.
I'm going over there too.
Yeah,
it's all right. If she doesn't want to hang out with ABF, that's fine. I do.
Whoa, Steph.
I just want to see what he thought of it.
DM me. We'll talk.
There we go.
It was really yeah. That's what I heard. They were talking about it. It felt like 3 episodes instead of like a really long movie. It felt like 3 episodes of a TV show, and then that continuation is the other one. But all right,
sounds good.
Nerd it up, boys. We are going to do the outro thing that Rat so diligently made.
Dr. Leo Larry.
Get out.
No, we won't get out. We won't. You deserve it.
I mean, get out!
Get out!
Is it something I said?
You've ruined my life! You've ruined my career! You've ruined my book! You've turned a perfectly peaceful house into an insane asylum! Get out!
Daddy! My God, Leo, what's gotten into you?
It was a disaster, Faye!
No, it wasn't. You were wonderful, sweetie.
Fine, Dad.
Yeah. Why'd you need to kick Bob out of the house?
You think he's gone? He's not gone! That's the whole point! He's never gone!
Is this some radical new therapy?
You see?
It had to identify because GraphWeb did not make it. But yes, shout out. It's a good thing you did that. All right, everyone. See you over at Leon's stream.
Bye.
And